welcome. It's been a while. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining. I'm doing my famous exes live again. It's been what, like 2 months since I did the last one. It's been quite a while. So I'm back, and thank you everybody for your patience. I've been getting a lot of DMs asking me to go live, all that kind of stuff, comments. So thank you everybody. I really appreciate your patience. Please make sure that you like this live. It really does help me a lot. And let's get into this. Oh, hi, Brianne. How are you? So glad you went live. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to start off with Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux. Unless anybody wants to tell me how their week was or has been going. I'm going to, for now, do my lives on Thursdays. It's because it works out better with my schedule. Yeah, it's up better on my schedule. So please let me know if there's a specific time on Thursday, because I am more flexible on Thursdays than I am on Wednesdays. That's why I usually end up going really, really late on Wednesdays. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to be starting off with Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux. Let me look at the charts. I don't know too much about Justin Theroux. I just remember he was in Charlie's Angels. Obviously, all of you know Jennifer Aniston from Friends. Hold on a second. I'm going to just share the charts. Okay, so her sun is in Aquarius. Her moon is in Sagittarius. I believe she's a fellow February Aquarius like me. On February 6th, she's February 11th. So sun is in Aquarius, moon is in Sagittarius, and rising is a Libra. My rising is also in Libra, so that's interesting. Let's look at his chart now. Lord. Hold on a second. I believe he's a Leo. I remember seeing that he was a Leo. I was like, oh, that fits. We always love our Leos, Aquarius. Okay, so his sun is in Leo, moon is in Aries. Ooh, can't find his rising, but his Venus is in Leo. What's her Venus into? Let's see. Her Venus is in Aries, and his is in what? Venus is in Leo. Okay, interesting. Very interesting that her Venus is in Aries. So, right off the bat with their charts, I get a very strong energy that they did a lot together. They went on lots of like adventures. You know, Aquarius, we're very adventurous people. We're adventurous, but we're not. Like, we love to travel, but we don't like to do anything too extreme. You know, I see him being like the extreme type, but she might have been kind of caught guard and being like, no, I don't want to really do that. I just want to lie by the water, you know, that type of thing. I don't know too much about the relationship. I don't even know when they were together, honestly, because I say this all the time. I don't keep up with celebrity gossip. I love reality TV. But I see them having a strong, like, more like a kinship rather than a love. Which, of course, we tend to fall for people that we like on a friendship level, but there needs to be romance too. And I think that there was romance in the beginning, but not at the end. I just get the energy very strongly. So let's see. Let's see what happens between them. I'm using the Star Child Tarot for this one. Okay, so I guess that there were 7 years. I just got the number 7, which is my lucky number. 7. Oh, okay. So I see that being, which can happen with Aquarius and Leo. When I was shuffling the cards, I see lots of like arguments, a lot of bickering, and kind of, you know, Aquarius and Leos were both fixed signs. So lots of clashing of, I want it this way, no, I want it that way, no, I want it this way, no, I want it that way. And in the beginning, because they both have strong personalities, I think he succumbs to it in the beginning. He was like, yeah, let me just give her what she wants. You know, she wants it like this. I have it like that. But as he grew more independence, he started to not like the fact that she wanted everything. I think I see her being very particular, which Aquarius we can be very particular. And she was very particular, and he didn't really like that about her anymore. She kind of, and this is not a very Aquarius thing. I don't know where she gets this from. What's her moon? Let's see her moon again. Moon is in Sagittarius. Interesting. But she kind of, and let's see her Mars. It could be her Mars or Scorpio. But she has a personality where she likes to have everybody do what she's doing, which is not very Aquarius. Aquarius, we don't really do stuff like that. So I see here with Starseed, the universe, and Five of Wands. They became just like two different people, which Aquarius we do like, and Leo's like too. We both like our independence, but he wanted more. He would ask her, "Where are you?" And Aquarius don't ask us where we are. We're not the type in relationships. If you're gonna ask us, we don't do well with "Where are you?" that kind of thing. We start to get farther and farther away if you question where we are and where we should be. We love our freedom. We love to be. That's why a lot of us, we have difficulty in relationships because we don't like to be controlled, you know? And I think he wanted to control her, and she wasn't really feeling it, especially with 5-1s. I think she got to the point where she would kind of disappear, which Aquarius we can do instead of communicating. She would disappear. She'd be with her friends, not answer her phone, and he got to the point where he felt alone. He felt alone a lot. So let's see what you guys are saying. She's very sad. Oh, you guys are so sweet. My Mercury's in Aquarius. Interesting. How do you feel like that suits you? How does that make you feel? Aquarius is like the freedom and don't always like being right. Yes, Monkey Girl. By the way, hi Monkey Girl. How are you doing? Definitely. We love our freedom. And that's what's taken me so long to get married, honestly. I've been engaged twice. And once, it's not even our freedom. We just like things to make sense. You know, we're very logical people. So if we see ourselves as somebody that's going to be a drag or the lifestyle doesn't fit, yes, we love our freedom, but we'll also give up that freedom for somebody that is worth it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But somebody that gives us, it's like, if somebody already gives you that freedom, it doesn't ask you where you are, what you're doing, all that kind of stuff, we naturally give it away to them. So, okay, they trust us. But if somebody's constantly asking us where we are, all that kind of stuff, we don't like that behavior. Monkey got my Pisces and I love my freedom. So maybe that's your Mercury in Aquarius then. Because a lot of Pisces don't get that big on freedom. Definitely Pisces are going, yes, the dream world is different to freedom. Because I've seen Pisces in really bad situations, they still stay. Aquarius, most of us, we don't stay in bad relationships. We'd rather be single than be in a bad relationship. And a relationship that doesn't make sense. Like we can love somebody and know that we're not going to be with them. We just know it. Monkey Girl, is that a good thing or bad thing? It's a cool thing for me. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay, so that's what I see for them is that she starts to disappear. I see there being like an empty house, an empty big house at the end of it. It's kind of sad. Very, very sad. Okay, so let's get into the second couple. Unless anybody has something else to say. I don't really know anything else. Justin Theroux being obviously Jennifer Aniston, like I said, she was in Friends, but I don't know. I've never really been like a Jennifer Aniston fan. Nothing bad about her. Yeah, just never been a fan of hers. There's not really like actors or actresses I've been a fan of really. I think I've like 3 or 4. Yeah, but anyways, let's move on to your favorite, Brianne. I actually thought of you when I was pulling this up. Your favorite, your absolute favorite. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, your favorite. Look, Elon Musk and Talulah Riley. So Talulah Riley was, I believe, the only woman he was ever married to. They got married like 3 times, I believe. But we'll see more with the cards. But let's look at the chart. So his chart, Elon, and I think I've told you guys the story, but he went to my sister's school. When's his birthday? I know he's a Cancer. It's June 28th, so in 2 days. So he went to my sister's school. I went to the junior school for 1 year. My first year of school, I went to the junior school. It's called Brian Evan, the junior school. I love that school. But the high school was different. So she went to the high school because that's when we moved to South Africa because we used to live in New York. That's where I was born. So when we moved to South Africa, I went to kindergarten and then I went to that school for 1 year. And then she went to Brian Evan, the junior school, and then she went to the high school. So the junior school was a lot better than the high school. Yeah, so I just threw up. Oh my god, you're so funny. I cannot handle you. Oh my gosh, Priya, you're so funny. I need to text you something later. Please remind me. If I forget, I need to text me later. um, so yeah, so he went to the high school, and that high school it used to be nice. It used to be a nice school, but it's like gotten all like it's not in good shape right now. And one of my criticisms of Elon Musk is like, you're the richest man in the world. Your high school, I get it. I grew up in South Africa too. I didn't have a great upbringing. I grew up, I know that this has nothing to do with my parents because they did the best they could. So the people I grew up with, very snooty in general, not all. Snooty, snobby. I did not like a lot of people I grew up with. I did not enjoy my high school experience in South Africa. I didn't. In England, yes, but not in South Africa. So yeah, so if I had that same money, I would still give money to my high school, especially if it was in bad shape. It is his money; he can do whatever he wants with it. But it's a big red flag when the high school you went to is falling apart, and you don't want to give it any donation. And obviously they're asking for donations, stuff like that, when you've graduated. So, or in South Africa they say matriculated. So it's just very odd to me. Odd. Because I would, like I said, I would give money, even though I can't. Most people I went to school with, telling you, we don't vibe at all. In fact, last time I went back to South Africa was 5 years ago. And this is nothing about South Africa. It's the upbringing that I had. I went to 2 British schools that were very snooty, very like, if you're not a doctor, if you're not a scientist, if you're not anything academic, then you are nothing type of people, So last time I went back, my former teacher was taking me around the school and she was just being so judgy. And I just thought to myself, thank God I don't live here anymore. Nothing against South Africa. It's how I was, like the upbringing that I had at these schools. So even though I feel like that about my school, I would still, if I had lots of money and my school was not well, I went to a private school after that, so they do well, even though people do donate whatever, libraries and so forth. But I would still donate something if I was the richest man in the world. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so let's get into that's what made me not really like Elon Musk, honestly, because I just think that's whatever. Can we do this reading quick, please? I mean, a lot of people have been asking me to do this reading on Elon Musk. I've gotten a lot of comments about it, especially because I don't think he's all that in the head. I really don't. I've said this for a few years, actually. And I was on somebody's podcast and I was telling her the story because she asked me to do a reading about Elon Musk. And I was like, he went to my sister's school. She was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I was like, I know, but I told her that I just don't get, no matter the animosity you have for someone, you can still be there for them when they need it. I don't understand it. I really don't understand the whole money thing. You can donate something to school right as a tax write-off, But anyways, he must not feel. I suppose he said he was bullied, and my sister was bullied at that same school too. So maybe that's what he felt. I wasn't necessarily bullied at school, but I didn't get along with people. I did, but I didn't, debate a lot. And looking back, I was like, I did not fit in with those people at all. But I would still, if I had money, donate to that school because that is my school, Whether I want to be a part of my history or not, it is. But anyways, back to the topic. So that's just what made me think, like, there's something off about this guy. So let's get to his chart before Brienne has a heart attack. His sun is in Cancer, his moon is in Virgo, his rising is in Cancer, and his Venus is in Gemini. Interesting. So Venus and Gemini always say this, always say this. I think Brienne, you remember me saying this too. Venus and Gemini, they tend to marry a lot of people. They tend to have many different flings, marriages. They're not the type to be married once, which is okay. You don't have to be married once. But I don't like also the many kids thing by different parents. I really don't like that. Because children deserve to be in the same household as both parents, if not half time, full time, So this dividing his time between many different kids is not okay. You have the same rising sign? Yeah, J-Lo is a Venus in Gemini. Exactly. That just tells you a lot, right? A lot of Venus and Gemini, that's just how they are. They're not meant to be married to one person. Because they kind of see it as, how people say Geminis are two-faced? I don't believe that to be true. But I believe that they have many different, they're very multifaceted beings. And that shows, when it's in your Venus sign, it shows through not one person can fulfill what they need to be fulfilled. So they need to have many different fulfillments, not just one. Okay, so let's look at his ex-wife Talulah, and her sun is in Libra, moon is in Pisces. I didn't know she's a Libra. Can't find her rising. But her Venus is in Virgo, so very, very different. I think that they connected on an intellectual type because Virgo and Geminis are both ruled by Mercury, and because they connected that way, they would talk. She kind of felt like he was her best friend. But he seems to me, especially with his Venus in Gemini, that he was looking for something better. I think, and I said that I think that's why he always falls in love with actresses. I didn't know she was an actress. I just saw this right now. That he, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. I code, right? And I went to school recently, 2 years ago. I went to school for 1 year with nerds. I'm not going to say where. But a lot of nerds that I meet, and I suppose I'm a nerd, I don't know. I don't have any hate towards nerds, but I've noticed that a lot of nerds have this collective, and I'm generalizing, that they have a dislike for popular people. And they have this, it's not really jealousy, maybe some of it is jealousy, but I think that's partially why he didn't donate to his school, where he feels like I can be better than them, So he has this rivalry. I've seen it, and I believe that's why he has a rivalry with Johnny Depp. He has a rivalry with actors and good-looking men. So, because no matter what, he can never be on the same. Johnny Depp is not my type at all, but he's very attractive. He's got a lot of cool and a lot of swag, which I think Elon Musk wants. So I think he goes after the woman to compete with the man, and it doesn't end up. It ends up just not being a good look because it's very clear what he's trying to prove. Nerds, people that were nerds in high school, are often not understood, so they feel like they have something to prove. I don't know if that makes any sense. So let's see what happens in a relationship. Also with her son in Libra, I think she wanted to please him. She wanted to be, I wonder where is she English too? Talulah's a very English name. Where is she born? Yeah, she's English, okay. She kind of wanted to please him. She wanted to be this perfect wife. And he was just not. especially with the dynamics of South African marrying in English. It's very, I don't want to get too much into it, but England in general, the women tend to be more independent, whereas South African culture in general, the women tend to be less independent. And I think she was trying to be something for him that she isn't. And which is very, Sun and Libras do that a lot. People please. So let's see. Okay, so with the Strength card, Seven of Swords, and the Magician. So with these three cards, I get strong energy that he was trying to make her, like I said, he was trying to make her into this, I think he does that a lot with his partners, where he tries to make them into something that they aren't. People have described him as being a Marvel character. Is it Ant-Man? It's not Ant-Man. Iron Man. They've described him as being Iron Man. I don't see it. I like Iron Man. I don't necessarily have a fondness towards Elon Musk. But I see him as trying to build his woman up. He might give them money for surgery, might try to promote them, market them. And when I was doing Johnny Depp's reading a lot, I saw that there was somebody behind, what's her name? Amber Heard. And the person behind Amber Heard, I think, was Elon Musk. And I think he was trying to kind of build her up. She used him. I'm not going to talk about her kids because kids are off boundaries. I absolutely have that vow. But I think Elon Musk was way more involved in this Johnny Depp takedown than we realize. So you say your Venus is in Capricorn. Interesting. Very interesting. That means that you're very loyal in relationships. Very, very loyal. But the person has to meet a certain standard for you. Okay, so let's move on. If anybody wants to talk more about this couple, and Brian, you're so happy to move on, right? I find Elon Musk very interesting. You know, we can learn from everybody. I think that people see him as a god, and I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. You can't put a human, no human is God. And especially from the high school thing that I told you that he went to that high school, it's just, it puts a bad taste in my mouth with somebody. I'm not judging him, but it just makes me think, why spending all this money on all these kids? I mean, they are your kids. Okay, I'm not saying that. But even with this little Ashley St. Clair thing, they treat him like he's royalty, and he's really not, you know? There's other ways. I mean, he could run for governor. There's other ways you can become close to president without being born in that country. But I think he has deep father issues, and that's why he has, I think maybe his dad, this is the energy that I get. His dad was the good-looking one, the one that all the women wanted, and he didn't have that. So he's constantly rivaling with that person, and he tries to take their woman. He seduces. Like, if he sees an actor that gets a lot of attention, he will seduce their woman, you know, blatantly, while the person's still married to them. That's the kind of energy that I get. He's very egoic, lots of ego, which is very sad. Okay, so let's move on to the last couple, which is, then I'm going to go for my hike or my walk. Let me show you guys. Oh, you said you're loyal to a fault? Oh, I'm sorry. You need to make sure you have strong boundaries. Okay, Emma Stone, Andrew Garfield. So somebody wrote this as a suggestion in the comment section. I'm so grateful you did, so thank you for writing it. But yeah, somebody wrote this in the comment section, and I checked it out. I didn't even realize that they dated. Apparently they dated for 4 years. It popped up randomly. They dated from 2011 to 2015. Great Spider-Man. He was such a good Spider-Man. I loved his Spider-Man. Was my favorite, and I love Spider-Man. his Spider-Man was my favorite Spider-Man. He did such a phenomenal job. I'm not so crazy about Emma Stone as an actress, but that's just my opinion. I'm dropping my cards everywhere. Actually, let me change card decks. I'm gonna do a different deck. When he has lights, he has tarot. My most used. My most used deck. And then I'll read the charts. I'm just putting up the cards really quickly because I forgot how to read the charts. Okay, so stop screen. So it's to Emma Stone. So she's the sun in Scorpio. I did not know that. I hardly know anything about Emma Stone. I don't even think I've watched, other than La La Land, I don't think I've watched anything Emma Stone has been in. Which is, how old is she? She's my age, right? Oh, she's a year older than I am. Okay. So she's the sun in Scorpio. I thought she was the sun in Aries or sun in Leo. Oh, well, her rising's in Leo, so that's why I thought that. So her moon is in Libra, Venus is in Libra, and the rising is in Leo. Interesting. And then I see him being like a Virgo type, Andrew Garfield. He gives me Virgo energy, so let's see. Oh, he's the sun in Leo. Interesting. We're in Aquarius, rising in Pisces, and Venus in Virgo. Yeah, I see him being a Venus in Virgo. And I see Virgo energy in him a lot. Okay, so just from reading the charts, I get very strong energy that, you know, I say this all the time about Scorpios. I love Scorpio women. The men I have issues with. I think if I was friends with a Scorpio man, then we could be friends. But because I don't have any, I can't relate to, it's just been romantic relationships that I've had with Scorpio men, and it's been dismal. Dismal, dismal, dismal. So I see, especially with fixed signs, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. Whenever we get together, because I'm a sun in Aquarius, can either go very well or very badly. And I see here that it started out very well. Just the energy that I pick up through the charts started very well, but with his Venus in Virgo and her Venus in Libra, he needed stability, and she was like, let's just go with the flow. Let's just see what happens. And he's not a go with the flow type of guy. I wouldn't be surprised the next person he's with, and I don't keep up with celebrity news, so if he's already gotten married, but I wouldn't be surprised if the person after he dated her or the person that he dates next, but they did date quite a while ago, but he was way more serious in his other relationships than with her. With her, his chart just tells me he was holding back a lot. Which is funny because she's a Venus in Scorpio, and usually Venus in Scorpios are like that. But excuse me, she's a sun in Scorpio. But her Venus is in Libra, and that's what gives me that indication. He's dating actress Monica Barbaro. I have no idea who that is. Let me see who that is. You know me, guys, I'm the worst. The worst. What's she in? She looks familiar. She looks like Kylie Jenner. Is that Kylie Jenner I'm thinking of? Kendall Jenner. That's what she looks like. What's she been in? She looks familiar, but I don't know where she is. But she looks like if Kylie Jenner, I mean, they are sisters. She's like a cross between Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner. She looks like she could be a Jenner. 100%. And let me show you guys. I don't know what you guys think. Look, she looks like a Jenner, right? Especially here. She's like Kylie Jenner mixed with she was in A Complete Unknown. Okay, I don't know. Top Gun. Okay, thank you, Mikey. I don't know these movies. I know Top Gun, but I know Tom Cruise is in Top Gun. I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick. When did it came out this year? I'm the worst, guys. It's so terrible. I'm so terrible with movies, and it's really, really bad. People tell me things. I'm like, when did that movie come out? If it's before COVID, I know it. But after COVID, I stopped watching movies. Honestly, I was just like, okay, especially with streaming, except for like Wicked, musical, like light musicals, Marvel movies, Disney stuff. Except Disney now. But stuff that's very light, I watch. Barbie, I watched Barbie. I know when that came out. But other than that, I don't know a lot of these movies. So who was in Bob Dylan? It was that guy, Timothée, right? He was in it. Chalamet. Anyway, so but she looks like Kylie Jenner, right? What do you guys think? I was like, that's Kylie Jenner, but like without the lip fillers. Very interesting. So, the Nine of Cups, the Chariot and Queen of Cups. So, I think very strongly, especially with Queen of Cups, I'm telling you, he wanted her to be more of like a womanly, he wanted her to be involved. Maybe it's also a cultural thing. He is English, and English people in general tend to be stay-at-homers, you know. Maybe that's why I'm such a homebody. I don't like to go out a lot. But English people, pubs close at 11, you know, in London. So it's not really like a nightlife like here in the US. The US nightlife is clubs stay open until 4 a.m. in a lot of states. In Florida, clubs can stay open till whenever. It's only in New York that they have, I think it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. where they close. Other than that, Florida, there is no time. You can stop. So some clubs they stay open until 4, 5 a.m. So it's just different. It's a different culture. And she wanted her freedom, especially at the age she was. She wanted her freedom. She was like, I cannot do this. I can't. She felt bound to him. She didn't want to feel like that. She felt like he was kept her too tight on a rope. So let's see about her. I want to see her chart, this Monica Barbaro. Let's see. I'm telling you, she looks like Kylie Jenner. I think I've probably seen her, but I thought it was Kylie Jenner. Okay, so she's a year younger than I am. She looks good for 35. I thought she was a lot younger. She looks very good for that age. Very, very, very good. I thought she was like 25. Yeah, she's 35. Good for her. She's great. Okay, so San Francisco, American actress, ballet dancer. I don't know anything she's been in. I just remember, I think I have seen her, but very, I thought it was Kylie Jenner, probably. Yeah. Anyway, she seems sweet. She could be Kylie Jenner, right? They look so similar. I was kind of creeped out. Like, is that Kylie Jenner? Seriously. She looks so much like her. That's the thing. If Kylie Jenner, let me not judge. Whatever. It's all worth it. All worth my energy because she has plastic surgery and it is what it is. Okay, so does anybody have anything to say before I end this live? It's been so fun jumping back on again. I think it's been 2 months since I did my last live, right? Wow. wow. But I'm back. I'm gonna have a few things coming out very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Does anybody have anything to say before I end this live? It's been so fun having you guys, really. I always enjoy being around you guys. No? Nobody has anything to say? Okay, so I just recorded 4 videos. 1 is for members, 3 will be releasing very soon. I've started my half-year predictions. I will have some end of year predictions in 6 months. I'll start them probably in November. So in 5 months, I'll be doing that. But until then, please keep the suggestions coming. Tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. I've just been so busy coding, guys. And once you get in the zone, it's hard to get off. But I have some new announcements coming very, very soon. So please stay tuned for everything. Yeah, and please, if you want to make suggestions, if you are a subscriber, then feel free. I will take your or member. Members get I always make it. Suggestions get made by members too. But if you're not a member, I'm least likely to take your suggestion. I'm getting tired of seeing Travis and Taylor. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? I have an It Ends With Us update coming up very soon. Taylor Swift's not involved in this one, but I was accurate a lot of what I said about Taylor Swift regarding all of this. So please make sure that you watch that when it comes out. And my whole playlist. You know, somebody wrote, they were like, "You're so spot on about everything." And that's not really me. And I appreciate the credit. Credit is not mine. I'm just a medium. I'm the middle person between the messages and you guys. So that is what I read. I read what the cards tell me. I don't put any biases on it. And if I'm going to be biased, I don't do the reading. That's why I don't do the readings on some people, because I might know them, or I just feel a certain way about that person, and I know that it would taint the reading. There are a few people that sometimes you guys make suggestions, and I don't, because I either know the person or I have some reason for it why I can't read on that person. So yeah, that's just my little take on it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end this live now. I will see you guys hopefully next Thursday around the same time. Please let me know if you're rewatching, if this time worked out for you. Please let me know, and I will try to make it the same time. You know, I am an Aquarius, so we are very spontaneous people. That's why sticking to a time for a live is so difficult. I'm just going to say I'll do it in the evening. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. I love you all. Lots of love. Take care. See you very, very soon.